go right back to work. So.
Exactly. Hello, everybody. Sorry, I hit the start button. Stormy and I were still chatting. You've just got the two of us today. Miss Tiffany is either on her way back from Ashland or is back and relaxing. We're not too sure. And I invited Blake, but she's got something going on tonight. So, yeah. Did you freeze up, Stormy? Oh, no, there you are. Okay. I thought you froze up.
Probably being really still.
Yeah, she's like, I am just being still.
I was looking at the comments.
There you go. Yeah, I was just scrolling through. We got lots of people here. Hi, everybody. I know I haven't done one of these in a while. I am feeling okay. Thank you, everybody. I know everybody's been so nice in my video comments about everything. I really appreciate it. We're going to get some answers soon. So that's going to be a good thing. But Storm, what are you reading tonight?
I think that I might work on A Box Full of Murders by Janice Hallett. I think I got to where I needed to be, or at least I think. The one thing with the Joanna Brady series, the audiobook, they're more that old school where they don't like do the chapter breaks or whatever. So it's just all one thing. So I never know where I'm at. And I'm not good at listening to the chapter, like when it says chapter 5.
Yes.
Or whatever. I don't hear it. It's just like the audio to me. It just kind of just keeps on going.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh, shoot, where was I? And I can't look back to see. So I'm at 50%, and I told myself, I figured, well, if we're doing it 4 days at 7 chapters a day, this is day 2. I should be about 50%. So I'm just going to stop at 50.
Good enough. Is that middle grade book the one that Lee talked about where it's like you have to solve the adventure too?
Yeah, it's the
I just watched her video today.
Yeah, Janice Hallett that does the adult ones.
Yes.
She has the appeal and all that. Yeah, this is her middle grade one.
And are you enjoying it?
So far, yeah. I haven't gotten like super far into it, but yeah, the brother and sister are really fun.
Okay.
Their parents are separated, so the boy lives with the dad and the girl lives with the mom, but they're like not too far away from each other. But that's how the kids wanted it and everything. And so they text each other back and forth, and the boy found this box in the attic where he's at with his dad. His dad freaked out whenever he found the box, so he shoved a whole bunch of the papers and stuff in like under his shirt and stuff to try to stow away downstairs. So they've been looking at them and trying to figure out what's going on.
Oh, okay.
So you get that stuff. So diaries and stuff like that.
I might have to look for it because, like I said, I just watched Lee's video today. It's still behind.
And it's very hard to find in the United States.
Really?
And I think maybe in Canada too, because somebody was talking about it. I don't remember. But like you can find the paperback on Amazon, but that's it. There's no ebook, no audiobook, no. So,
really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I'll have to see if my libraries have it because that's been my go-to lately, right?
Mm-hmm.
I am going to read a little bit more of, what the hell's the book called? Colton First Responder. Again, it's okay. I'm still finding it weird that she's in this cabin, but yet the police are not looking for her. She's an escaped convict. But no, they're busy with other things right now, you know? So, she's too busy sitting there drinking wine and flirting with the guy who might save her. But I'm going to probably read a bit more of that.
So it must not have been a hardcore crime that she's committed.
She's accused of murdering her ex-husband.
Oh, okay. Well,
kind of a big deal. Like, but let's
kind of a big deal, yeah.
Kind of a big deal. But I think I'm going to read some more of the How to Lasso a Cowboy by Shirley Jump, a Harlequin romance. A chunky one because it's my favorite. They're large print. They make it so much better to read. And maybe I might read a couple of chapters of the cat book. Paws out. Don't.
I had to give you a little bit of a ruffle in the comments, but I didn't say anything. I was just like with the little monkeys.
I saw that. I was laughing. I knew every time I mentioned reading a series out of order, I know that. And you know what? And it's fine. We're both completely right. That's the way I look at it.
Mm-hmm. We just like to make fun of each other.
Absolutely. Lisa, I have to pick up meds, so I won't be able to attend. So I hit the like button, and I will catch up on the replay. Thank you so much. And I know all about picking up medication. That's half my life. Mary Jo says, hello, everyone. Oh, I was laughing from when you said the other day, but I don't usually reply because, you might not understand what I'm replying to because the video's from like a month ago.
Yeah.
But you were talking about your dad and you going to Walmart and the meds weren't ready. And you're like, can he just call? And I'm like, oh, that's so frustrating. I understand. Especially when you have to travel far for medication or something, Just call. Mary Jo says, hello, everyone. I'm reading The Wedding Dress by Danielle Steele. Wonderful. And she says, dinner was burgers and mac and cheese. Oh, that sounds delicious.
Talking about that, replying to one of my older videos, I do have some people that'll do that. And they'll say something, and I'm like, so I have to go and watch my own video. Like, I don't know
what are you talking about?
So then I can reply to their comment because I'm like, oh, I don't know.
I got one a while back, not a long time ago, a couple months ago. They were replying to a video from like 3 years ago. Some random person who was, just happened upon the video, I guess. And they're like, so where did you find that book? Literally, that was the comment. Like, what book? And it was 3 years ago. Help me help you, Esther says, hello, I'm just starting Skeleton Canyon, Joanna Brady, number 5 by J.E. Jantz, reading chapter 13. And Pat, hi Pat, hello everyone. I will not be reading tonight. I had physical therapy today and I'm very sore, but I am reading A Halloween Murder by Mary Grand, 50% in. Excellent. And she says, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Sock, hey Sock. I had a Snickers for dinner. I approve of that message. I spent a couple of hours today shifting books around and stuff, so I'm going to have an early night and watch the replay. Wonderful. Well, you have a great night. And Amy Underland Book says, hello, everyone. I'm currently reading Still Life by Louise Penny tonight. Excellent. Carolyn, thank you. Yes, I did restart my membership on the channel. If anyone is curious, there's only one tier. Just help me out a little bit financially right now while we're kind of in a bit of a pickle. But I appreciate all of you very, very much, regardless if you are a member or not. You are all awesome. Thank you so much. And Kim says, hey, y'all, finished Mystery at Lockley Grange, number 13, in Eve Mallow by Claire Chase. 2 books to go, and I'll be caught up. Yay! Well done on the finish. And Anita says, good evening, everyone. Tonight I am reading The Diva Poaches a Bad Egg by Krista Davis. Poaches, not poachers. Wait, I knew what you meant. And Teresa says, I am reading an unabridged book, The Stand by Stephen King. Well done. That's not...
if it's the unabridged... Is this the 1,300-page version of The Stand that you're reading?
Well, she says unabridged, so I'm going to assume.
That's an undertaking, because, yeah.
Well done. Cajun says, happy Monday, everyone. Happy Monday to you too, Cajun. And Caroline says, good evening, beautiful friends. Tonight I will be continuing my buddy read Skeleton Canyon by J.E. Jantz. And Cajun says, I'm reading Don't Talk About Murder, Mexican Mysteries #1. That is a great title.
I saw that in the Discord, and I chuckled whenever I made a little smiley face on it, because I was like, don't talk about murder.
Don't talk about murder. And Caroline says, Hoopla was down all day, so I'm playing catch up. Oh my goodness.
I was so frustrated because I was listening to Skeleton Canyon on Hoopla. And I'm like, I'm already behind anyway. Can you please not be messed up? So I searched. I'm like, maybe it's on Libby. And I found the one that I was using on Libby, the audiobook. So I was like, yes.
Oh,
so
wonderful.
Okay. I think I know kind of where I am. So because like I said, none of the chapters.
There's no chapter breaks. Yeah.
Percentage. I was like, I think I was around this percentage until I kind of found where I was. And I'm like, okay, we're good.
Hilarious. Cajun says the outage affected something at work too. Our call center was down and some people had issues connecting to shared drives. It was stressful and we had a checkout to do today. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. When I asked my friend Barb, I'm like, can you get on Hoopla or is it just me? And she said she tried it and she's like, no, I can't get on it. She goes, but there's been some other apps and things down today. So it was something I guess throughout the whole knocked out a bunch of stuff. Yeah.
I didn't even know. I didn't go on Hoopla at all today, so I don't know if it was affecting us up here. Interesting. Melmac, hey everyone. During tonight's first sprint, I'm reading The Awakening by Nora Roberts, #1 in the Dragonheart Legacy. Then I'll be reading A Rue of Revenge by Connie Archer, #3 in the Soup Lovers. Fantastic. And Kim says, also finished Hollywood Studios, one of the Postcard History series. Well done. Excellent. Amy says, Amazon was having issues all day as well. It took hours for my reading streak to update from reading most of the day. Wow. And I saw that. I went on NetGalley and had a big banner that says, due to Amazon's outage.
Yeah.
That, like when you would send to Kindle, it wasn't working.
It wasn't sending, yeah.
Yeah, Amazon Kindle, yeah. And Esther says to Michelle, how are you liking it so far? Annie says, hi all, I'm reading It's Watching by Lindsay Curry. I read that one earlier this month. I enjoyed it. It was a fun read. Mm-hmm. Esther says, we will still soon have Hoopla here. Thank goodness the book I'm reading I got from Libby. Yeah. Oh, we still don't have Hoopla here, I think is what she's trying to say.
Have you read the one with the scary cover, Lindsay Curry with the eyeballs?
I have not read that one. The one with the elephant?
Yeah.
No,
I think you might find the one interesting, or at least the story behind the story. Like whenever you.
That's what I'm thinking. That's where my disappointment was. I think in It's Watching, and not to spoil anything, but the story behind the story was kind of like, oh, it was a bit of a letdown. You know what I mean? Yeah. Whereas like with Scritch Scratch, it was based on sort of a real event. Yeah. In a way, right? So.
Yeah, because when I looked up the one for that one, which I don't know why I cannot think of the name of that one. But
it found us.
Yeah.
It found us, right? Is that what it was called?
I think so.
Maybe I'll try and sneak that one in before the end of the month. I think my second middle grade book for the end of the month. And the Never Ending Kristen says, hello, Monday Night Crew. And Michelle says, Esther, I'm enjoying it so far. I am only on chapter 10 though. Esther says, don't have, not. It took me a second, but we got there. Michelle says, so many sites, apps were down today, and we kept having issues with our internet. Crazy day, really? Wow. Esther says to Michelle, I am too, although my head was in the clouds and I had to read the prologue twice.
Well, that's why I had to listen to the prologue twice too, because I was like, what's going on here? Did I miss something? I had to do it again. But I think it's just weird because we're so used to the Beaumont ones. I swear they almost out of the starting gate start off with murder almost. And this one, it took quite a while before you had a little bit more background on what was going on before we actually get to the murder part. So it's a little different.
Amy says, hello everyone. Tonight I'll be reading Shot Through the Book by Eva Gates, the latest in the Lighthouse Library series. I do love that series.
I need to get to that one. I think I still have that one.
And T says, hi friends. I can't read too much because I have some work to do, but I have time. I'll be picking up Magnolia Parks. Wonderful. Oops. And Megan, hey Megan. Hi, I'm currently reading Calling on the Matchmaker by Jody Hellid. Excellent. And Angel says, hi everyone. I am starting Bait and Swiss by Karina Moss and finishing up Whiskey Business by Adriana Andover. I am 78% into whiskey, so hopefully I can get it finished tonight. Wonderful. Roxy says, good evening. I'll be reading Jealousy-Filled Donuts by Ginger Bolton. Excellent. And Cajun says, hi to Angel. I have Whiskey Business sitting on my Kindle for next-ish. Kim says to Mother Goose, I'm on Death by Beach Read, number 9. Wonderful. Oh, cool. And Erica says, hello, all. Tonight I'll be working on a rough draft of a cozy mystery. Well, that's super exciting. Angel says it's good to Cajun. And Cajun says, yay, glad you are enjoying it. And Michelle says, I love your sweatshirt. Thank you, my Gap. I love these Gap sweaters. We have an outlet near us, and I got it for half price. I still think their stuff is marked up way too high anyway. So even at half price, I still feel like it's a lot of money. But, it's been good. Emily says, I'm waiting ultrasound results. Well, I hope that they end up being good. Tanya says, I am currently reading Best Friend Bride by Kat Cantrell. It's a Harlequin silhouette desire book. Excellent. And Kristen says, "Hi, ladies. Hope you're feeling better, Sarah. I am. Thank you." Emily says, "And I'm reading a Zom rom-com about Air Tonight." Ambi says, "Hello from my creative quarter of creation." Hello, Ambi. Kim says, "I think Kindle updated my streak early this morning before the outage because I was awake, so I read." And Cajun says, "Sometimes what the audiobook says the chapter is not actually the chapter and makes finding the place in the
Yes.
ebook hard." I agree.
Yes, it does. Yeah, because sometimes it'll count like the prologue is number 1 or
Yes.
something like that. And
Or the introduction is chapter 1 and then
Yeah.
chapter 1 is chapter 2 or whatever. Pain in the bum. Kim says, "Prayers for you, Sarah." Thank you, Kim. I appreciate that. Angela says, "Hello, everyone. I'm listening to How to Solve Your Own Murder." That was a fun book. That Kristen Perrin, I'm really loving it. I'm at 28%.
Cool. I need to try that one.
It was a lot of fun. Kat says, "Hi, Sarah and Stormy and friends. So good to see you, Sarah. I'm reading a few chapters of Bud Barkin, Private Eye, Book 5, Tales from the House of Banicula."
I need to get to the House of Banicula. Every time I see her reading that, I'm like, I need to get on.
Kaden says to Kim, "Did it update?" And Booking It, "Hi, everyone. Storm, we're twinning. I'm going to be reading Box Full of Murders tonight, too. I bought it after seeing it on your video." Oh, fantastic. And Ambi's asking if she can announce something. By all means, go ahead, Ambi. Kim says, "My daddy is still having issues with his lungs filling up with fluid. Doctor's going to put a camera down to try and see what's going on. Oh, I hope they figure out what it is.
Yes.
Fluid is the worst." Barb says, "Good afternoon, friends. Reading The Impossible Life, drinking water, waiting for the Mariners to play Game 7 and win Game 7. I'm going to have to disagree with you, Barb. The Jays are going to win Game 7. We're playing at home. We're winning it at home. If it wins tonight, I do not want to be anywhere near the downtown. It's going to be insane." Cajun says to Kim, "Hope that gives an answer and they know how to fix it." I agree. And Kim says to Cajun, "Yes, it shows I've read today." Okay, excellent. She says, "Yay."
You can tell how much I pay attention to baseball. I didn't even know who was playing like the World Series or whatever.
We're not quite at the World Series yet.
Okay, so is it playoffs?
If we win today, or pardon me, when we win today, when the Blue Jays win today, we're going to go on to the World Series.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I think we're playing the Dodgers. I'm not sure. But it's been a fun watch. Valerie says, "Hi, everyone. Reading Pet Cemetery for spooky season. Kind of slow going. Not sure if I'm going to continue or DNF." That's a chunker, too.
Yeah, and that's like one of everybody's favorite Stephen King books. And I loved it when I was 12.
Right?
That was the first Stephen King book I ever read. But then I tried reading it like about 3 years ago, and I was like, this thing is so boring.
Your attention's totally different at 12, right?
Yeah. Well, and it was a little bit more scary, I think, too, at 12 than it was, as an older.
Well, precisely. Oh, that's funny. Cajun says, 370 days in a row. Well done. Little congratulations there. Tanya says, "I can't read a series out of order. It would get my OCD started. I probably could if I only plan on reading that book in the series. I haven't tried that." One more comment here, then we'll jump into some sprints. Kristen says, "I'm hoping to knock out Gargoyle Square and work on the Baby Dragon Cafe by A.T. Quisiri to physically read." Excellent.
I'm trying to get better at like Harlequin series or whatever it is to like, it's gonna be okay even though it's like not the first book of it.
I mean, like some of them you can do it, but in all honesty, even though I am reading
when it's like the really long ones, like the Colton ones that have been running for like since the 80s.
Well, but the Colton series, they break into 12-book series. So, like right now, I'm reading the Coltons of Mustang Valley. Yeah. You can read those 12 books as one series. You don't have to start way back 20 years ago at book 1. You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, I guess the same with B.J. Daniels. Is it White Horse, Montana?
Correct. Yes.
Because there's some branches. Because like I've read the Clementine Sisters, White Horse, Montana. Mm-hmm. It was like a 3-book series or whatever, and I was okay with that. I was fine. But
Yes.
it still drives me crazy. I haven't actually read the first one. And I actually have the first one in one of my tubs because I'm like, I really should just read that first.
Those are fun series, and they're not super long either.
Yeah.
All right, so we shall sprint to the top of the hour.
Okay.
Excellent. Happy reading, everybody. So how did you do? How did everybody do?
For good, I uploaded my daily reading blog, and I'm on page 92.
Hey, fantastic. I did absolutely no reading because unfortunately I'm not feeling well all of a sudden. Ugh. Every time I eat now lately, I just feel blah afterwards. So I think we're going to finish off the comment, and it might be comments, and it might just be a short night if that's okay with you, Stormy.
That's fine. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let me do that. Let me go back to comments. Where were we? Oh, I marked it, then I got rid of it. There it is. Okay. Ambi says for dinner made from a box, jambalaya with kielbasa. Sounds good. And she says, I made it at home. So doesn't that count as homemade? Absolutely it does. And Tanya says, Amazon was having issues. I couldn't check my tracking. Oh, no. Nia says, I heard that Amazon was down or was having problems. Wow. Emily says it was an issue with the cloud storage program that Amazon runs and a lot of companies use. Oh, cloud, sorry. We had issues at work with Clever, a learning platform. Wow. The cloud, yes.
Messed up a lot of people at some time.
Yeah, definitely. Ambi says, yes, I saw a lot of things were affected by the Amazon outage. That's crazy. Amy says, I read It's Watching by Lindsay Curry earlier this month. It was good, but It Found Us by her was my favorite. Okay. Good to know. I do have to check that one out. And Amy says, the elephant on the cover of It's Found Us. Yes. Okay. I was thinking about the right one. Yes. Amy says, I also really enjoyed Scratch by Lindsay Curry. That was my favorite so far. And Michelle says hi to Kat. And Kat says hi, Michelle. And Ambi says she's hosting a Stocking Stuffer Swap 25. Sorry to Sarah and anyone else not in the USA. No problem. But the swap is for USA only. Understood. Shipping can be very expensive. And Michelle said once the Yankees were out, we haven't paid any attention to baseball. Sorry, Sarah. I know you're a Red Sox fan. Oh, I am a Red Sox fan, which is why I'm now cheering on the Jays because they kicked the Yankees out of the playoffs, which made me extremely happy. Sorry for the baseball talk, Storm. And Tanya says, hi, guys. I'm reading A Waltz on the Wild Side by Erica Ridley. It's the last in her Wild Winchesters series. Excellent. Barb, you said Blue Jays, but you meant the Mariners. We never have been. That's not my problem, and you're not going to be again this year. Sorry, Barb. Tanya says, I don't mind reading romance in the wrong order, but I like reading cozy mysteries in order. That makes sense. I understand that. And Ambi says, I can't read a series out of order at all. Tanya says, what I hate is when I start a book and then I realize that it's in a series. I always check Goodreads, but they don't always list them as a series, at least not the Harlequin. You are absolutely correct on that one. Yep. Then I go to Fiction Database.
Yeah, and that's one of like the things I've noticed that NetGalley's gotten a little bit better about it, or at least I don't know how it does, maybe the publisher or something. But they used to never put that it's part of a series, and it's like, oh, this sounds really good. You would click on it, you'd get in. You don't look first to see if it's part of a series. You just click on it, and then you find out it's like book 5 or something. Right. It's like, oh, really?
And for series in order readers, I can absolutely see that being a major issue.
Yeah.
You know? Pamela says, listening to Jeremy Renner's memoir, it is incredible. Oh, fantastic.
I bet that is pretty interesting.
Catherine's, she became a member. Thank you so much, Catherine. I really appreciate that. Michelle says to Pamela, I just finished Jeremy Renner's. I think my mom actually has it on hold at the library. It really touched my heart so much. It was really good. Michelle says, finished one chapter in Skeleton Canyon and then got the Munchkin ready for bed. Excellent. Michelle says, hey, Sarah, despite everything you're going through right now, you still look amazing. Thank you. You will feel much better again. Continue taking care of you. Yes, one day I'm going to look back and be like, you know what? It was just a bump in the road.
Yeah.
Mary Jose got to page 82 of 291. Emily read 34 pages. Well done. Angel Wolf got to 84%. Amy got to 21%. Angela got to 33%. Anita to 86%. Tanya got 50 to 60%. Well done. Kim watched YouTube. Perfectly acceptable. Cajun got to 48%. And Kristen saying, feel better. Kim says, sorry, you're not feeling well. Yeah, thanks, guys. And she says, night, ladies. Michelle says, I'm waiting on the new John Grisham book, The Widow, that comes out tomorrow. Ooh, that's exciting. Mary Jo says, feel better. Thank you. He says, feel better, Sarah. Thanks for the reading sprint. I hope you have a good night. See everyone soon. Be safe. Yeah, I definitely wanted to get one in because I know that Tiffany wasn't available yesterday, and I know a lot of us like to meet up and stuff like that. It's just the fluid buildup. It's been like 3 weeks since I had the last procedure done, so now I'm starting to feel ill again. This is the roller coaster that I'm on right now, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And Angel says, I hope you feel better soon, sir. Thank you. Tony says, I'm sorry you're not feeling well. Thank you. I appreciate that. Esther Jane, almost done with chapter 14 of Brady's Storm. The end of the 14th is 49%.
So I was close.
Angela says, sorry to hear you aren't feeling well. Thank you. And Cajun, sorry, Sarah. Hope you get answers soon. Carmen says, popping in to say hi. Have a great night, everyone. You as well, Carmen. Thank you for popping in and saying hi. Mary Jo says, I'm going to my nephew's wedding this week, so I'll be traveling home on Sunday. I hope to see everyone next Monday. Oh, wonderful. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Amy says, feel better soon, Sarah. Thanks for the sprints, ladies. Good night, everyone. Milmax, Sarah, hope you feel better soon. Thank you. Angela, I just got The Cowboy and the Bride, hey, by Maren Thomas in the mail. I haven't read a category romance in a long time, but hearing you talk about it, Sarah, had me interested in reading it. Thanks. It was so much fun. And what I loved is when I read, and I didn't mention this, when I read the book, when I read like the author's like little note at the beginning about the story, she dedicated this to her 2 children, Maren and Thomas. So her pen name is her children's names.
Well, that's cool.
Which I thought was really, really sweet. Where am I going here? Oops.
That's like been the one fun thing about looking up the category romances for my 2 on Tuesday is finding out like what if you can find anything on them at all, because like sometimes you can't find absolutely anything.
I know.
And everything, and then there's ones where you find out like they did extraordinary things besides writing like categories. Like you would have not thought that this person did all this acting or did whatever, wrote category romance or something. It's like
right, like former military, or they were a lawyer, or they like I'm like, holy cow, you really go into depth with them, and I really enjoy watching your 2 on Tuesdays. They are so much fun. So if you're here and you're not subscribed to Storm, subscribe to Storm.
It makes me go down rabbit holes, and sometimes it's kind of fun.
It is. No, I think the research of a lot of this stuff can be a lot of fun, personally.
I get a little frustrated when I can't find anything like the one for tomorrow.
Yes.
I'm like,
oh. Michelle says, thanks for the sprints, ladies. I hope you feel better soon, Sarah. Thank you. I'm going to grab a nice hot bath after that. Usually tends to help. Cajun says, safe travels and have a great time to Mary Jo. Absolutely. Jill says, hello. Kat says, I did not read during that sprint. I vacuumed instead. Well, look at you at being productive. That's great. Tony says, maybe I should read the Jeremy Renner book. He is from the city I live in. Oh, that's cool. Amy says, didn't read. I watched the tail end of Alive. Very good. And Amy says, praying you feel better soon. Sarah, thank you very much. Have a great night, Sarah. Rest well. Thank you, Michelle. Angela says, that is really sweet. Kim says, good night, y'all. I hope everyone has a great rest of the week. Agreed. Barbara says, feel better, Sarah. Don't play fetch. It's a slippery slope. I will do my best not to. Mary Jo says, thanks to Cajun. And Angel says, thanks for the sprints, Sarah and Storm. Good night, everyone. What do you have coming up this week, Stormy, other than your dailies?
Well, today I had my weekend review that I put out, and it should have just went live for everybody at 7 o'clock, I think, because I accidentally forgot to put it up earlier in the day. So.
Oh no.
And then I have my 2 on Tuesday tomorrow, and if I can get it done, I would like to get my Perry Mason video, because I did a spotlight of my Perry Mason books, but it's like a half an hour video to edit. So
oh my goodness. Yeah, it's the editing, right?
It's the editing. Yeah, I knew it was going to be long, because I had 60 something. Even if I don't say anything about them, that's a lot of
You're holding up 60 books. Yeah.
So it was gonna be a long video. So.
Oh, that's fun though. I was watching a Michael K. Vaughan this week from a little while back, and he had just recently read a Perry Mason, and I thought of you immediately. So I'm like, and Garrett was sitting up here with me. He's like, oh, it was written by Gardner. Is that the guy's last name? Yeah. And Garrett's like, oh yeah, like he knew the author. I'm like, yeah, Storm's collecting all those, I think.
Yeah, and somebody wanted me to spotlight them, so I thought I could do that. So.
Oh, that'll be. I think you're gonna.
The worst part was having to put them back after I got them out.
No doubt, no doubt. But I think you'll probably get a lot of traffic from that. That you'll get a lot of viewers that you wouldn't normally. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that'll be a great video. Oh, that's exciting! Fantastic. So hopefully, I think we're back on Sunday on Tiffany's channel. Am I correct?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Back to normal, and then next Monday for your channel.
Yeah. And
then hopefully in 2 weeks I should be back feeling better. And we can be doing this back on my channel normally again. Fingers crossed. But thanks everybody for joining. Thank you, Storm. And everybody have a great rest of your week.
You too.
Bye everybody.